And welcome to Black Cats Chat, the international fans podcast for Sunderland AFC. My name is Lee Thurkel. I'm from the Bilbao Black Cats. And today we're back for another podcast review of yesterday's 0-0 draw against Crystal Palace. And today we've got Paul Gardner in Thailand. Paul, good afternoon to you.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to everyone else, and good evening to everyone else.
Yeah, and we've also got Chris. Chris is in Brisbane. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. What time is it there? 7 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
not too bad. Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad. And we've also got a new debutant for the podcast. We've got Stuart White, who's in Dubai in the UAE. Stuart, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Oh, a bit rough.
Yesterday?
A bit rough. Went out to celebrate for a couple of pints last night, and ended up becoming too many pints in the end. So
Yeah, a couple.
So I think after this podcast, I'll be going straight back to bed and looking for the paracetamol in the cupboard. But as we mentioned, then a 0-0 draw against a very good Crystal Palace team. But before we get into that, Stuart, when it's a new person on the podcast, we always like to hear their Sunderland story, where they're from, how they became a Sunderland fan, and how basically you ended up where you are now. So, do you want to tell us your Sunderland story, please?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Originally from South Shields. I've been supporting the lads for over 50 years now. Get back for the matches on an occasional basis with my daughter, who's another big Sunderland fan. Been in Dubai for 16 years, working on Dubai Metro. Previously worked on London Underground and the Thailand Metro. So I moved across here when the Metro opened up in the UAE. So yeah, all good. And I help run the UAE Supporters Club. We meet every Saturday for the games in the pub, have a few beers, and watch the lads.
Yeah. How often do you get back to watch matches in Sunderland, or is it
2 or 3 times a year?
2 or 3 times a year. I mean, is it easy to get back and all that? Is it cheap or?
Yeah, no, it's not cheap. There's flights every day by Emirates back to Newcastle, or on Wednesday we're flying to Manchester because it's cheap tickets to get back to Manchester.
Yeah,
so we'll just pick up their car and travel from there.
Yeah.
So I'm back across to the Villa again.
And how many lads have you got in your branch? How many members?
There's about 200 in Dubai.
200.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, that's a lot. Yeah. So I remember, like, the club didn't the club go to Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago for a friendly?
No, they came to Dubai.
Dubai, that was it. Yeah.
Martin O'Neill brought the team across. Sam Allardyce brought the team across, and obviously they came across. It was Tony Mowbray. So we got to meet the team, got to watch the game and everything. That was good. It was good crack. Tony Mowbray was really good fun. He was a good guy.
Yeah. Sound. Thanks for that, mate. Right, then on to yesterday. Chris, 0-0 draw. I think, listen, we would have taken that before kick-off, wouldn't we?
I'd have snapped your hands off. Somebody told me a point away at Palace the day before. Absolutely would have snapped your hand off. Given they've won the FA Cup and the Charity Shield and they've got a lot of very good players, I think it's a really good point.
Yeah, and like Paul, I don't know if you're there. Are you there? Yeah, he is. Onto the lineup then. It was the same lineup as expected, apart from Enzo Lafay was out. He got injured. That lineup was pretty much set in stone at the minute, isn't it?
Well, I think when Ballard comes back, he'll replace Michele, and then you've got a problem.
Do you reckon?
Then you've got a problem.
I think he's struggling to get
Ballard
back
goes
in.
straight. I think Ballard gets straight back into the team, mate. That's the one I'd expect to go straight to the team. Then the thing with Sirkin as well. Like, what do we do with Sirkin? Like, is he going to go straight back into the team? I mean, he should in theory, but I really like that Ronaldo. He looks like a great character. Like, he'd be a good teammate, wouldn't he? Good character.
Yeah. Stu, on that point of Dan Ballard going straight back in, like after the matches I've seen Mukiele and Alderete play, I think they're the ones to get out the team now because they're performing really well, aren't they?
They are performing well, but I do agree that Ballard, I think he should be back in the team. I think he's our best defender. And I think he's been outstanding the past couple of seasons. So I would like to see him back in the team because I'm a big Dan Ballard fan.
Mm-hmm. Chris, then, so obviously, as you mentioned, Palace, Community Shield winners, FA Cup winners, they haven't lost in 14 games. Sunderland turn up and we just like basically we do our thing. The first half, it was a bit of a chess match, wasn't it, really? Because it was like both teams sizing each other up. There was not too much action. But the thing I like about Lebris is that he knows how to stay in games, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think tactically we're very I don't want to say lucky, but I think it's definitely one of the strings to his bow. Like you can see that he reacts to games in the right way, and you can see that he's sizing up everything that's going on. And he does make changes. The first half was it was just a standoff. Like neither side really wanted the ball. They didn't want the ball. We don't really play with the ball. Like it was at one point that we were passing it around the back four, and the stats popped up on the screen that said we had like 56% possession or something. And I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that next to us for a long, long time because we haven't played with the ball since probably, I don't know, 10 or so games into the season last season because Lebris was all pressing on front foot initially, and then he changed it to a counter team. We played that way ever since. So yeah, it was an interesting first half, and I thought the game overall was really good. I think the last 15 minutes or so, we looked really leggy and it was all Palace. I think that's why they were getting more chances. But yeah, great point. Good away point. Good away point. Really good away point.
Yeah. Paul, what impressed you about the performance yesterday?
Oh, what impressed me, I think just staying in the game and bearing in mind that this team have been not together not that long. And the thing that's impressing me is this really janky formation. It's sometimes you'll see Renildo in the left on the up where the left winger would be, and Hume seems to be up where the right winger would be at times as well. So there's obviously some overload going on, the old-fashioned overload. That's impressive. That's good. There was one moment though where we nearly got caught out. I think the ball broke up top again, counter attack, and Roefs got us out of it. But he immediately chastised. I can't remember who lost possession at that point. But yeah, we kept a clean sheet.
Yeah,
it's pretty good in the Premier League.
I mean, Stuart, after the international break, it's always kind of tricky, isn't it? Because yeah, you lose your place for 2 weeks, so there's no basically preparation for the following game. You just basically hoping that they'll remember what they did last game. We had 16 players away, didn't we, for this international break? So it's some performance to come back and just, especially as Paul mentioned, like these guys are new together; they haven't played together much. So on that account, it's kind of impressive, isn't it? That we've had 16 players away, they've come back in, they've put a performance like that against a good team like Palace.
It is, and picking up Paul's point about being leggy in the last 50 minutes, I did wonder if the international break had caused that. People sitting on planes for long journeys to wherever they've been. It can't help, because I imagine most of them got back to the club maybe Thursday, perhaps even Friday, so it doesn't make a great deal of time for recovery. But they showed great togetherness for a team that have hardly played together. What fourth game? Well, I thought it was impressive.
Yeah.
A lot more solid at the back than Burnley. I think Burnley opened us up a couple of times, much better than Palace did. I think Palace's chances came from set pieces more than anything else, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was a good solid performance.
Yeah.
I think we've learned from the Burnley game.
Definitely, I think we have, yeah. And Chris, I mean, as Paul mentioned, like we didn't really get opened up too many times. I mean, there was a couple of times on the counter attack where we lost the ball. I think there was one time that Alderete played a poor pass. There was one time I think Trey Hume lost the ball. But apart from that, when we're in our defensive shape, there's not many teams creating problems against us, isn't it? I mean, Alderete and Mukiele, they had Mateta in the back pocket.
Yeah, they're one of the things I noticed this morning when I was watching it, caught my eye because we haven't had it for a long time. We've got two big lads at the back in the middle now. We've always had Ballard and another. So Ballard's obviously a big boy. But having two big lads at the back just suddenly fills you with a bit more confidence, and they were both excellent. They both did really well.
Well, it was 09, wasn't it?
It was 09 last season. Yeah, tiny fella. Yeah. I think I was also really impressed with the running and work that Siddiqui and Diarra did. They were just non-stop. They kept going the whole game, those two. Like I say, apart from the last 15 minutes where I think everybody tired. But yeah, excellent. The shape that we get into when we lose the ball, they're so organised. It's really great to see. It's lovely to see.
Yeah. Paul, you mentioned him before then. Robin Roefs is our new Tommy Sorensen, isn't he?
He looks bloody great, doesn't he? He just looks the business. It's a stupid thing to say, I think, when you see a footballer, like, oh, this guy's this, he's got it, this one. This guy's got it. And he has been just bloody fantastic. I was reading something about the previous club he was working at. They're angry. They sold him to us under certain conditions, which something about sealed.
Yeah, he was
He
supposed
has
to
to
go
go that
on
way.
loan. Yeah.
I mean, I can see. I feel bad for the lads from last season so far. Let's just see how if and how they get into the team again. But loyalty to Patson aside, I would say he is the better keeper. He's far more agile.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
probably better up there and all.
Yeah. On that point, Stuart, I mean, Anthony Patterson's not a bad goalkeeper, I don't think. But
Good goalkeeper.
he's a very good goalkeeper. He's a good number 2 to have. But I think the way Roofs has
Different
just
type of
come,
keeper, isn't he?
it was different type, yeah. But I think just the way he's come in and he's taken advantage of the fact that Patterson was unavailable in pre-season, and Patterson now starts to sit on the bench, doesn't he? Because Robin Roofs is the save he made yesterday, down to his it was his near post, and he's got down, the
Yeah.
ball bounced on it, and he got a hand to it. That was a brilliant save, wasn't it? Because just the power on the shot and to get that much contact. I mean, if I had done that, I'd have
That usually
broken.
goes in.
Well, that usually
They
goes
usually
in.
go in.
They usually go in, and if it was me, I'd have broken my bloody wrist. You know what I mean? So, but that was a class save, wasn't it, Stuart? That one.
It was, yeah. But he has surprised me. I think when we bought a young keeper, I thought, well, he's going to be number 2 to Patterson. But he does look a better keeper than Anthony Patterson, and I'm a big Anthony Patterson fan. I think that at Wembley, I showed Patterson's value, didn't it? Like saving the first couple of minutes. This kid looks even better than he is. Because I always said Patterson's the best keeper I've had since Pickford. Well, this boy, I think, is a step above as well.
Yeah.
And that's not belittling Patterson. That's saying how good this kid is. He's fantastic.
And Chris, Paul mentioned before that he's a bit disappointed that maybe he's like a lot of the team from last season haven't had much of a try. But I mean, there is one guy in that defence who cost 250 grand from Linfield, Northern Ireland, who's still there, and he's still pulling his weight. So, I mean, is it just because if you work hard, you get rewards, and if you don't work hard and you go on a little bit of a strop, you basically get dropped? I mean, or is it just like Trey Hume hasn't found the competition yet to push him out?
For me, Trey Hume he's been an absolute gem of a signing. Like he's another, might sound a bit ridiculous, but like he's another value-wise, like it's another Phillips. Like we got him for nothing, and he doesn't look out of depth. It doesn't look out of depth in the Premier League. Like I still go to YouTube and get the highlights of the playoff final because that tackle he put in, it's just amazing. Like he just clears the boy out. It's just incredible. He's such a good footballer. He's a great player. He works hard. Doesn't look out of his depth. Even what he cost and where we got him from, I think he's just a fantastic signing. So I think he's going to be hard to get out of the team because he's a top boy. He could probably play for anybody but the top 6 in the Premier League.
Yeah. And obviously, apart from that tackle, he put one in yesterday as well, didn't he?
He did, yes. I do like it when he does that.
Yeah. Stu, on to Reynildo. I mean, Paul mentioned before that he's a great character. And the moment we signed him, I kind of like looked on X, on Facebook, and like looked at the Atletico Madrid fans' reaction. And they were gutted that he was leaving because he said he was their best defender under Simeone. So when you hear like a comment like that, you think like this guy's going to be fucking good, isn't he? And then you see the YouTube videos. He's like the access behind all areas, the training videos, the social media content, and you see that he's so vibrant, isn't he? He's a good character to have, and he's obviously the first Mozambican to play in the Premier League. He's a top model pro, and he's exactly what we need, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Again, I'm a Cirkin fan, but I can't see Cirkin getting his place back. This kid is I think he's had a positive effect on the team. And I think you see him before the game, he's chatting away to people, he's talking away. Obviously, Gene, his teammates up and getting those bonds and those connections with people. Now he's been a very, very good signing. I'm just amazed that the recruitment team's done so well over the summer. I just wish we had this recruitment team 10 years ago. We're not as short. We're spending all his money. We never have been relegated, would we? Now, Ronaldo, he's a good kid, this guy. He seems a very positive influence on the back four.
Yeah. Paul, is Granit Xhaka the leader that we've been lacking?
Right. Granit Xhaka. I think he's doing the same thing that Henderson would have done. They're playing he's done a couple of pearlers, like he did that excellent cross for Wilson. Or was that Alderete? And he headed it. Wilson headed it in. Xhaka's made a cross in either the last game or not the last.
Yeah,
one
the
of
Brentford
games,
game, yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm not massively impressed by what he can do, because as I say to people, I don't pay attention to Premier League football. I only pay attention to Sunderland. There's other sports, there's other interests in my life. Football is only about Sunderland, so I don't know really much about him. But to me, he looks like a CDM. He is the water carrier, role in FM, and he just does the stuff simple. But he can also play a blinding pass. Obviously, very fit. Is he the captain? I think Luke O'Nine's a fine captain
Really?
for me.
I
It's just his character's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
That we've got Granit Xhaka, not at all. I'm just not like, whoa, wow, what an amazing midfielder. No, not for me. I mean, he is very, very good, of course, but it's a simple game that he's playing.
I don't know, like Chris, I think that, for example, like in previous years we've had like captains like Kevin Ball, Captain Ball, John O'Shea, Luke O'Nien, Dan Neil. I think with Granit Xhaka you get a bit of everything, of all of them.
I don't know if you guys get the same feed that I do, but the commentator on the game kept talking about, or the co-coms, somebody kept talking about how through the entire game he was just marshalling and yelling instructions at everybody. And when there was a break in play it might have been Sadiq's injury or their boy that took a clip, like he pulled 2 or 3 players aside in the middle of the pitch and was just like, you could see him just going, you do that and you do this, like you could just relaying instructions. And then they shot away to Labris, who was talking to a different 2 or 3 players. Like it's almost like he's that manager's voice on the pitch, and he was just like, he just patrols the centre circle and he breaks up play and he plays a pass and occasionally he'll play a blinder. I think it's the other side of his game that's the most valuable part, and I think that's what we paid the money. And it wasn't a lot of money, but that's why I think it's a coup, or a coup, as the co-commentator said this morning.
Yeah.
No, you can't pronounce the P. That's a coup, right?
Yeah, but the co-commentator this morning was like, "Oh, it's a real coup, like
a real coup,
chickens." Yeah, for chickens.
Stuart, I mean, Xhaka, I think when he plays, we need to play him the right way, because obviously he's 32, and I think there were times yesterday when we gave him some passes, and I was thinking that's not a very good pass for Granit Xhaka, because he is getting on. He's 32. He's not the fastest anymore. So I think we do have to play him the right way, don't we? And avoid putting him into a situation where he could get caught out.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he's the Jordan Henderson comment there. I agree with that. He's there to hold things together. He's not going to be there making 50, 60-yard runs. He's there as a pivot in the centre, as a screen for the back four, and let the 2 younger lads, either side of him, Diarra and Siddiqui, do all the running. He's got a very important role to play that. Like you see, we can't expect him to please out of trouble all of the time. I think he's there to sit back and let the other 2 lads do the running up the pitch, to carry the ball forward and get the front 3 going. He's got a definite role there. But like you say, it's not running with the ball.
Yeah.
But it's been a very impressive signing so far, and I think it's his talking on the pitch and holding things together. That's the key role for him. He's basically the only one there with Premier League experience, isn't he? Apart from the guy at left back.
Yep. Obviously, Paul, the thing that annoyed me a bit yesterday was because we play in a certain way that we don't get many chances in the game. When you do get chances like free kicks and corners or whatever, you've got to try and make the most of them. I thought yesterday, the free kicks that we had were kind of poor quality.
And yeah, nailed it. Did you get the feeling like yesterday when you watched the match? This is going to be so hard to win the game like this. I mean, they just had the answers to our whatever threat we had, even though we've got players in positions where they really shouldn't be there. But that's part of the attacking strategy, right? It's like, right, when we're in this position, you go there, and then we'll overload them in that area. And it never resulted in any kind of chances yesterday. I'm struggling to think of of a chance, like a clear-cut chance where it was just he has to tap it in or something like that. I'm
I
struggling
think
to think
Talby
of
had a
it.
chance, didn't he, in the first half where the ball went over in the box, and he
Yeah.
basically took a touch to bring it down, and by that time, like Mark Guay
Yeah.
closed them down. But yeah, I mean, we're not really creating lots of chances. We're staying in games.
Not really.
No,
Not really. It's going to be a long season, a hard season as well. And I thought they were a bloody good side. Crystal Palace, thought they were pretty good. It's going to be a bit daunting, actually. We haven't come up against the Big Six yet, or the Big Ten, whatever the Big Ten is these days, isn't it?
yeah.
We haven't come up against them.
Chris, are you happy with the input from the wingers, from the wide players, Adingra and Talby, or do you think we could be doing a bit more?
That was actually one of the things I was thinking about today for the chat. Like, I was really disappointed at how little they were in the game. Like, it felt like, as I mean, Paul's touched on it there, we didn't really create anything. We had maybe one half chance. And it felt like, other than a little spell when Adingra was causing a few problems because he seemed to keep getting the ball, Talby was pretty anonymous. And even other than that 5 minutes, Adingra was the same. Like, it felt like they just didn't get into the game. And I don't know whether that's because they weren't getting the ball in the right areas, or they weren't tracking back, or Palace just had our number, or whatever it was. And yeah, again, very good team. Palace are they're the toughest team we played so far. They're a very good side. They might have just snuffed out all of those passes. But yeah, very disappointed with the little that we saw from the two of them, to be honest.
Yeah. Stuart, then the second half, like the second half in the Premier League or in Sunderland's experience is that the game always like opens up, doesn't it? I mean, for some reason, it's like from straight away. Yesterday, the first half was very compact, like a chess match. Nobody wanted to make any mistakes, but then the second half starts, and all of a sudden, you think like it's an open game. Um, how did you see the way the second half played, and were you a bit more concerned about how open we became?
I think the second half now is when managers have sussed out the opponent and they're starting to make changes. And obviously make multiple substitutions these days, and people are using those substitutes much greater effect than they did a few years ago. So basically, the team you start off with isn't the team you finish off with. And I think Palace did that to us yesterday, plus the leggy bit as well. I do think we tired the last 15 minutes, which made it easier for Palace. If it didn't have that effect, I thought it would have been a bit of a game of it. But yeah, it's people using our substitutes very, very well these days. I mean, we have in the past, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
The past two games we used our substitutes very well. Is Wilson coming on from the end.
Yeah.
I think the point about the two wingers, the wingers and the forward, I get that was very, very isolated. They're not linking up very well at all. I do wonder if maybe it's 4-4-2, maybe a better formation for us, because Meenda and Wilson have both been very, very quiet in the games. Wilson's a better coming on as a substitute than starting the game. But there's so little service, apart from when Lafay was getting involved. Lafay's a much better option, I think, in midfield to play the centre forward in.
Yeah.
Because Wilson yesterday, he hardly touched the ball. And
Well,
Meenda's been before him.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because you look at Wilson and Mayenda, and they like basically to get the ball either. Well, Wilson likes to get the ball on the wing or going in behind. Mayenda likes to pick up the ball from deep and run with it. And the thing is that when we have little possession, you kind of think that, well, yesterday Palace didn't want possession, we didn't want possession.
Oh.
So like it really didn't suit Isidore's game at all. And then Paul, we saw the first glimpse of Brian Broby, or Brian Broby, how you want to pronounce it, and
Brobry.
Mr. Blobby. So I mean, it was his first game, but he didn't really do anything of note. And I thought the game yesterday might have suited him more because of the style of play that he has. Like, he likes to hold the ball up. But then again, like Palace played with three centre backs, so they had basically outnumbered Isidore and Broby when he came on. So from here, where do you think we go with the forward line?
I would say they've got
because... Oh, sorry.
Please.
Go on, Paul, and then shoot and come in after.
Oh, I thought Stuart mentioned the formation there. If you go 4-4-2 and Xhaka plays, as the lad said, he isn't going to be running around the pitch like a blue-ass fly. He isn't going to be running around the pitch like that. So you're going to have to drop one of Siddiqui or Habib. And that gives you Wilson up front and an other, which I'd be happy to see it. But I think the reason the wingers are getting shut down is for obvious reasons. We've only got one centre forward up top, and these two. All you got to do is close down the wingers, and that's it. We're done. We can't. It's hard for us to score goals, to create chances, because you got three men on one man on either side of the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Stuart, do you want to come in?
Yeah, it's a difficult one because I just think that the wingers should maybe tuck in more. If we're going to stay with 4-3-3, the two wide men, whoever they are, with Mundell comes back in, they've got to get closer to the centre forward to give him an option and to try and play the ball into him. It's much easier to play a 10-yard pass than a 30-yard pass. We've got to get closer together, and that midfield's got to push up quicker as well to give whether it's Meander or Wilson or Brommy, whoever's up there needs to get some support.
Yeah, I
probably
think.
look like can play with his back to goal, but it's not going to play with your back to goal. There's no one there to pass to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like one of the things as well, that when I was at the Brentford game and the West Ham game, like we were putting balls in the box, like plenty of balls in the box, but there's only like two forwards or two players in there against six. So, Chris, I mean, Isidore, he's come off the bench twice and he scored a couple of goals. Is he just an impact player, or can he start?
I think it's more horses for courses, and I think that's what we're going to see from the Briss. I think he's going to change it around between the three of them. I was a little bit surprised that Mayenda didn't start, because I thought his running and his pressing could have caused a bit more chaos, whereas Wilson's more of a like that one sort of, not wild, but he had an ambitious crack from the edge of the area, which, like, we've seen those go in from him. Like, that's more his game. He's just going to try a thunder bastard from the edge of the area because that's his style, whereas Mayenda will run with the ball and terrify defenders. So I was a little bit surprised that Mayenda didn't start this way. I thought he would have been a better choice, but boss. I think he's just going to change it between the three. I think the one thing that I hate doing this on one appearance, like Robbie, his mobility concerned me a little bit. Like, I don't know if he's tired. I don't know if he's just come back from international. Like, he looked really slow. And again, I don't know if that's just because he was too deep and I'm just being too harsh on him. And next week he'll get a hat trick and you can all thank me for it. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't blown away when he came on. So hopefully he just needs to settle in. He just needs a bit more time.
Yeah, I don't think he's had much game time until now.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Yeah, he's probably just rusty. That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's the case, because like Bastian, the Dutch lad I had on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, was basically mentioning that you're not going to get from Bobby what you get from Isidore and Mayenda. He's not going to go sprinting around the pitch. He's like basically he plays between the sticks. He'll hold the ball up. He'll turn, and I think that's what we're going to get with Bobby. We're not going to get like the same movement or.
Well, in that case, we need the wingers to whip balls.
Basically, or playing to his feet. I mean,
yeah,
he's basically what the Dutch and Fenway, we could call him. So,
okay, got it. All right, fair enough.
Paul, one thing I liked yesterday was I don't know if on the feed you were watching, but I thought our fans were fucking fantastic. Like, you just heard them non-stop, and everyone talks about Palace have one of the best atmospheres in the Premier League or in England, because they've got this like ultra group they got a guy who stands on the side hordens and on the side what they call sponsor boards, and he's got his megaphone and they got a drum. But I was watching yesterday, now all I heard was like Sunderland fans singing loud and proud, and then the Palace fans were trying to drown us out just by banging the drum, and I thought our fans were fucking amazing.
It's I don't know. I don't have the stats for this kind of thing, but away attendance from Sunderland fans is quite legendary. The fact that even if we're in League One, we're probably up there with which team had the highest away attendance, season after season. Probably we're up there. What can I say? For some people, it is their life to follow this club. Yeah. So of course they're gonna go there.
Yeah.
But the cost of it all, Lee. I mean, you'd have to have a few quid to be a Sunderland fan these days, mate. to go to the away game.
I had the chance to go to Burnley in August, and I would have been like going to the first 3 games, but like the ticket price was £30, and obviously you got transport. It was like 45 or £50, and then obviously you got your drinking money. And I'm thinking like,
yeah, because somebody
I
was
want to
talking
go,
about
but I can't afford it.
right, to take the train was more expensive to get a flight from down. I don't know whether it was. Oh, God, I don't know. It was last week or something. To get a train to the northeast was cheaper on the plane than it was on the train.
Well, mate, I can get like €18 flights from Santander to Edinburgh, mate. So with Ryanair, and then it cost me like €50
Right.
to get to Durham from Manchester. So on the train. So, Stu, on your feed, like on the fans, I mean, it must make you like brim with like pride when you
Oh,
hear like,
definitely, yeah. I mean, I've been going to away matches now for almost 50 years, and yeah, we're noteworthy. We really are. We do create an atmosphere. It's just great to see everybody get behind the team. I know it hasn't always been perfect in the past. We've had some toxic times, but everyone's back on board now, aren't they? Really are. Everyone's going in the same direction. The
yeah,
board want the same as we do, and the team want the same as we do. It's great to see.
yeah,
Hasn't always been the case, but no, it's fantastic to see. And like you say on the TV yesterday, all you could hear was us. That's all you could hear. From start to finish, it was fantastic.
yeah. Chris, I'm going to push you for a man of the match yesterday, and obviously there's a few candidates. There's, in my opinion, obviously you got Robin Roefs up there, but I thought Mukiele and Diarra had stormers.
I don't disagree with either of that. I might throw a spanner in the works. I think Siddiqui was fantastic. I think his work rate, the tackles that he put in, there was a couple of times that he took on 2 or 3 players and got past them. And I can't remember the Palace boy's name, but he all out kicked him, and he was whinging to the ref about getting the booking, and he just kicked his standing leg like it was a yellow all day long. I think Siddiqui caused them all kinds of trouble, so I think he really concerned them. So, I completely understand what you're saying. Mukiele was the first name that came to mind when you mentioned it, and then Roofs obviously had a good game. But yeah, I might just give it to Siddiqui.
Yeah, Stuart.
Again, Siddiqui. At the 80th minute, Siddiqui was my man of the match. And then obviously our keeper had a blind in the last 10 minutes there, so he sort of overtook him. But looking back over the 90 minutes, yeah, Siddiqui I thought had a very, very good game. I was really pleased for him.
Mm-hmm. Paul?
I'll go with. Yeah, definitely the keeper.
The
keeper.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say who we feel had the worst performance of the match?
Of course, yeah. Anything goes here.
Habib.
Really?
I'm not convinced, Lee. Gotta be honest. All of the games, I'm like, 30 million. Seems a lot of money. He's a box to box. Is he? I mean, you tell me? His defined role is box to box or ball winning midfielder. One of the two. I just think it's a lot of money for that role. You know. No, you're saying about what impressed you. I'm not impressed with this lad yet. I haven't seen the thing of I get it. That's why this guy's been bought for 30 million. I just don't see it yet. But I totally see Ronaldo. Brilliant. He's free. Is he 31?
31, 32, yeah.
So I think I would definitely start him over Sirkin. Even I'm going to sound harsh, but I think I want that experience, that 31-year experience in there. Obviously, I don't know what we're going to do with 09. I don't know what I'm going to do with him.
He'll have to wait on the bench. Yeah. Chris, on that point of Habib and of Paul, 30 million, yes, is basically an upgrade on Joe Bellingham. Do you think he's doing enough at the minute? Or there's more to come?
I think there's more to come, but I think you can see what they bought. I think to me it's a little bit flipped. Like I think Siddiqui has started a lot better, given he was the cheaper, quote unquote. I think everybody had higher hopes for Diarra. But I still think Diarra's done some good stuff. I think that he played really well in the first game. I mean, they all played really well, and West Ham were pretty poor, but I thought he did a good job then. I think it feels so far like either one of them, either Siddiqui or Diarra, has a blinder. And it feels like maybe the play goes down that side of the pitch more, depending on where they are. So I think yesterday for you guys, I think it was just more Siddiqui's day, to be honest.
Yeah. I want to go for Mukiele, right, for man of the match, because I love his long throws. And I think it's refreshing to see the long throws, like the Rory Delap long throws back in Premier League, and he also just seems like a very calm and composed guy on the ball. Like he'll win a tackle, and he doesn't even break a sweat. So I'm gonna go for Mukiele for man of the match. Right. So our next match then is Sunday, I think, isn't it? Next Sunday, 3 o'clock against Aston Villa. So yeah, home again. So you'd like to think that we could get a good result there, Stuart?
Well, I'll be there. It's my first game of the season, so I'm looking
Brilliant.
forward to that one. Yeah, flying across for that one. So I'm going for a 2-0 home win.
2-0 home win.
Yeah.
Paul?
Oh, God, I really don't know. I really don't know.
Well,
I
Villa
think
have
it
a
might be
good
another
start.
draw. Yeah, I just don't know much about Villa because I don't know much about any of these Premier League teams. I don't watch the Premier League. I'm going to go for another draw unless we get a lucky somehow get a lucky break and we manage to score. I think it could be 0-0 again.
Yeah, another draw. Okay.
Go
Chris?
for a draw.
I'm a little bit nervous about Villa. I was nervous about Palace and Villa, and I mean I know Villa have had an iffy start and they haven't had I think they
Second
haven't scored
bottom,
a goal
yeah.
yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
they haven't scored a goal yet. And we all know our record against
Oh, God.
teams like that. I'll not
You've
mention
got it there,
Adi
isn't it?
Akinbaye. Well,
Yeah.
it's out there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit nervous about this one, but I mean I'll take a 2-1. That would be very nice. The another scraped win in the 96th minute, that would do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Villa, they've lost 2 and drawn 1. So, and as you said, they haven't scored a goal yet. So,
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's it. For fucking
Enter Sunderland.
They haven't scored a goal yet. Are you joking me?
Early.
1-0 against Brentford. They lost 3-0 against Palace, and yesterday drew 0-0 against Everton. So,
Oh, yeah, look.
not the Unai Emery way. Anyway, well, we'll see how it goes next week. We're going to cut it there because I'm going to go to the bathroom and probably throw up because I don't feel very well with the hangover.
Bless you.
Yes, and drink some water and probably go back to bed. But anyway, gents, Chris, Stuart, Paul, thanks for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your
Thank you
day.
very much.
And how are the lads?
Oh, the lads
Oh,
feel
the
better, mate.
lads.
And just one for the lads, Ellie, Chris,
Yeah.
and Paul. If they're ever passing through Dubai and they want to come watch the match with us, they're more than welcome. We're meeting the pub every
Oh,
Saturday
brilliant.
for the games.
Love
So
to.
it'll be
That'd
great
be
to have a
awesome.
beer with you.
Yeah, no,
if you're
fantastic.
in Dubai, just get in touch and we'll meet up
My
on the pub.
nephew's in Dubai.
Awesome.
Is he?
Yeah, I am planning on going over there next year.
There you go.
Right, great, Paul. Good to see you. Bring your
Brilliant.
nephew along. for a couple
Aye.
of days.
Yeah, love to shoot. Be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be
Couple
good.
of times.
Nice one, Stuart. Thanks for that.
10.
All right, lads.
Great.
I'll see
All
you
right, then.
later. Bye bye.